Hi, I'm Chris from Backspace Brewing Co. I got into craft beer being introduced by a friend, and it was something I never really tried prior to that, but that's probably my favorite thing about it. Spending time with people that I'm close with, trying unique beers, interesting beers, talking about them, and sharing times with good people, great beer, and just enjoying them. So that kind of got me into it, and that's something that we want to help kind of propagate at Backspace. Bring that to other people, make it a warm, comforting space where they can come in, enjoy a great beer, and have a good time with friends. That's a tough one because there's a lot. We're excited right now about what we're going to be doing, but I would say the thing that I'm most excited about is just creating a warm, inviting space. A brewery where people can come in, they see all the equipment, they can kind of see the process as it happens when we're in their brewery, and sharing that with more people here in Yankton, because you see that in a lot of other places in the Midwest even, but that's not necessarily something that we have here. So looking forward to sharing that. So funny story on that one, we actually started with a different name. And when we went to incorporate as a business, we found that name was already trademarked kind of in the beer space. So we were scrambling to come up with something else. Backspace was one of the names that came up when we kind of sat down and brainstormed about a different name. And I don't know that we really liked it at first, but the more that we kind of talked about it, the more that we realized that it really falls in line with our story. We started this thing homebrewing in the garage here at Tyler's house, and now we're taking that and making a commercial brewery out of that concept. And ironically, that's also in a garage in our building. We're turning a garage into a commercial brewery. So kind of falls in name with those back spaces that we're utilizing. It kind of symbolizes our desire to create a lot of unique and interesting beers, deleting recipes and starting over. And it also really tells the story of, Tyler and I kind of talking about this now for a couple of years as home brewers, occupying the backspace of our minds and now becoming this idea that we're pursuing. So I think it really tells our story, and hopefully we continue to do things that play into that as we go forward. I think the unique thing about us at Backspace Brewing Company will be our building is super unique. We're going into a brewery that was a brewery in the 1900s, and trying to bring that history back in our own way. Another thing that will be unique about us is just our desire to create a lot of different beers. You're not going to see a lot of the same things, the same recipes over and over. We'll be striving to create unique recipes on the regular, so I think that kind of sets us apart from some breweries, and just our desire to educate people about craft beer. We really want people to come in, be able to learn about ingredients, learn about the brewing process, and see how those things affect the end product. So I think there's not a lot of education of the consumer about craft beer, and that's something we're really committed to. So I would say that sets us apart. Oh, that's tough. There's a lot of cool things down there. I would say just the history there, being able to kind of go in there, emphasize that history, but also bring our own concept into that space. I love the rooftop pub that we'll have access to. One of my favorite things is to enjoy a great beer outside on a great day with good people. So being able to bring that to people here in Yankton will be super unique. And also just those windows, man. I'm a person who's a big fan of natural light, sunlight, warm spaces, and having those huge 20-foot windows in there I think is super cool. But my goals, and I think our goals as a company, are just sticking to our guns on that, bringing the education about craft beer to the consumer. That commitment to always being experimental brewers, bringing new recipes, tweaking recipes, not making the same things over and over again, and obviously running a successful business that gives something to this community. So I would say those are my 3 goals and kind of our broader goals as well.